Peace and blessing to the chosen. We finna get into it again tonight, man. All praise to the Most High. He done brought us to a new night yet again. What I want to talk about tonight, family, for those who see it tonight and even those who come in later, something that had been on my spirit for a minute, man. I had to be somewhere around maybe 16, 17 years old. We used to go on this website to watch movies before they drop and come out in the movie theater. All right. So, but you had to log in, you had to capture to prove that you're not a robot, so on and so forth. So one day, after so many different times that I'm logging in, the system asked me to say, well, prove that you're not a robot, but to sign in, when I'm reading it, say, you agree to sell us your soul. It said that if you sign in, you agree to sell us your soul. I ain't never used the site since. Drop the 7 in the comments if I'm coming through clear on the audio. It said, you agree to sell us your soul if you want to use this website. Never used it again. So that right there triggered something in me, a while, just here recently, not too long ago. And the thing is, as we watching the world, family, the thing that's going on, so many different working parts from the dark side that's working against us as believers. And even if you're not a believer, it's against mankind altogether, man, if you don't know. So I'm going to lay it out like that, too. Peace and blessing to my sister Alicia. Shalom, I love you, sir. Peace and blessing to y'all. So look, today's message, tonight's message, I know it's kind of late, but it don't even matter, man. We at war all day. You know what I mean? At all times. The enemy ain't taking no break. But here it is, though. The devil's digital dual reality. That's what we head into. That's what's going on right now. So like I said, the system, this website say, well, you agree to sell us your soul in order to, if you continue to use this website to watch these movies. I'm about 17 years old at that time. So now we got to look at how far things have come from. And not only that, we got to look at that as a marker for contracts. I'm pondering, I'm asking the Most High, I say to the Most High, Father, I want to be free. I want to be free, like not just free talking about, people saying financially free or free to do what you want. Now I'm saying I want to be free. I want my soul to be free, not bound it out. Maybe some of these debts and situations that we in is because we didn't sign our names on papers and these different contracts, not even knowing they contracts. And within it, or the fine print within it is saying that, well, if you violate this contract, well, listen, we got the power spiritually to cause this to happen in your life. I know that might be too far-fetched for some people. I know, you know what I mean? But this just how I'm thinking, so that y'all will know who y'all listening to and how I think. He that have an ear, she that have an ear, let them hear. So here you go, though. We come from a time, family, where a person's word is their bond. That changed when the watchers came down and taught men how to use pen and ink. So now we sign, and in order for us to agree, I got to write something down, and you got to trust this contract, my signature or my signed nature. All right. So we move beyond that, right? The thing about it, a hard copy, if I give you paper, something that you can hold in your hand, and we say, well, this agreement is that you'll be here at this time and follow and keep these different ordinances. You will carry out these actions, and I'm going to compensate you in this way. You sign your name on it. All right. When you sign your name, man, you could put a smiley face on it if you want to. You could put a star on it if you want to. You actually writing it, so you got power over what you writing. The thing about that, family, notice that with people going to get jobs and occupations now, before you doing it electronically, and they say, you agree to make to sign your name on these documents electronically. E-sign, electronic signature. That's going to play a part in what we're talking about with the devil's dual reality, his digital kingdom that he want to create. When we sign electronically, we no longer have the power. If I want to draw a little smiley face at the end of my name and my signature, I forfeit the ability to customize my signature as I see fit. Your signature is an extension of you as a person. Now here we go, something else. Your signature is an extension and also a representation of you as a soul person created by the Most High. The system that we under, uniform commercial codes, the system that we under, it says, well, look, this is how we gonna operate. By you signing electronically, you can't customize your signature, which in that case, you can't add the uniform commercial code UCC 1-308. I'm gonna bring it up later on in this message. That's gonna be important too. But listen, let's go here. Let's kick the door in with this. Let's go to Isaiah. Let me show you something. Because this right here is what's gonna play a key part in how to guard ourselves against this device of Satan. And not only that, or how to stay on point and on game about his device of how he's tricking so many of us. Isaiah 14. He only looked, I don't know where y'all live with it, but I know this for sure. The devil, Hashatan, he can't create nothing original. All he can do is alter or influence what the Most High already made. He can't make no tree. He might turn to one, talking about Jasher, turning into a river, waters and stuff like. He can shapeshift, or devils can shapeshift. However, a devil cannot create something original. He can't make water. He can't make a sky. He can't create people. He can't create children. He can't do those things. But what he can do is play on, alter, or influence what the Most High already made. But look at this part. Indeed, mimic. That's right, Hondo. All right, so Isaiah 14. This is going to be a key part. Stay with me, family. Listen. Isaiah 14, verse 10. It says, and they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Verse 11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Verse 12, here we go. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, the light bearer? Talking about the devil was with the Most High prior to his fall. Him and a whole third of the angels prior to him coming down to the earth. Them and those disobedient angels that was with the Most High. All right, he said, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Verse 13. For thou hast said, here go the mindset of the devil. This how I'm saying. This how we gonna stay on game against him. This how we gonna be able to, this why this message gonna make sense to you. If you're paying attention, watch this. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Ahia. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. This the mindset of the devil, right? Verse 14. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. Highlight this part. I will be like the Most High. I will be like the Most High. This is what the enemy said. He said he gonna be like the Most High. Now, if we take a marker from there, understanding he say he gonna imitate. He gonna mimic the Father. He gonna mimic the Creator. But remember, he can't create a sky, a sun, a moon, the stars, people, trees, creatures. He can't do that. But in one way he can. We talking digital. So if we time travel, we go back to the 70s, family. When the first game, you got to ask yourself, these game systems, these game consoles, what is the true purpose? Thank you. What's the true purposes of these things, aside from just having recreation? Check this out. First game system was coming out in the 70s. The first guy who created the foundation of game systems, Ralph Baer, man, the game looked at nothing like what they look like now. Nowadays, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, man, even the PCs, they look like reality. A lot of them look real. So much so some of the elders walk in on their grandchildren playing the game. They're like, man, what movie is this? What you watching? They think it's a real show. Whole time is virtual. Stick with me. All this gonna tie in though, family. All of it gonna tie in. So because the enemy cannot create a sky physically the way the creator have, listen, I'm gonna go through this game system. When you playing Zelda, when you playing Grand Theft Auto, when you playing NFL 2K25, when you playing the hockey series, whatever game, on that game, they got people. On certain these guys, they got little stores you can go to. Roblox. Come on now. It's a scatter. It's an ocean sea. You can get on a boat. You can interact with people. You can go to clubs. You can read books. You can cook, all these different things. This is a digital world. Now, that's external, though. The plan of the enemy is to bring that within mankind. He didn't put a computer, a chip. Remember, the refrigerator didn't even have a computer in it. Remember, the cars, the vehicles, they didn't even have chips in them at first, computers. Now you got to go to get your car fixed, your truck fixed, because they say, well, it's a certain computer in your, within your shocks that then went out. You got certain computers under your hood. So he didn't put the chips and the computers into the vehicles. That wasn't there at first. He didn't put the chips and the computers in the TVs, in the refrigerators. It's in our phones. You got smart water. He put it into all type of different things. The final place to get it put at is in a person. All this gonna tie to look. It's all of it gonna tie together, family. Believe me, stick with me. So let me get a visual right quick. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all who I'm talking about. Ralph Baer. Ralph Baer. Look at this guy. Pay attention. Pay attention, family.
Bushnell developed Atari, and he's the one who was responsible for Pong. A man named Nolan Bushnell developed Atari, and he's the one who was responsible for Pong and all the arcade games, the things that really took off and made a big splash in the public. But before there was Nolan Bushnell, there was a man named Ralph Baer, and he had the idea for making video games before something like Atari came into being.
It turns out that Ralph Baer had an amazing life long before he invented anything. Born in Germany in 1924, he came to the United States to escape Nazi persecution and later fought in World War II. Before going to work in the defense industry, he studied television in college and developed a fascination with this brand new technology.
He looked at the fact that everybody had a television in their home, and a television would only do one thing. It would play material that was broadcast. But could you do something else with TV? Maybe we could play a game.
He was literally thinking outside the box.
And what we've built, we call the all-purpose box.
Baer started working on ways to interact with TVs with funding from his employer.
Well, here we are, playing ping pong when we ought to be working.
And between 1966 and 68, he built the prototype.
Family, this is the first game. This is before Atari. This is how I look, man. You can't tell. It's nothing virtual. It's not 3D at all. It's 2D. It's not a sky and trees and all those things that in it. Look at what it started as. Look at what the game system started. This is the found before Atari, before Sega, before Dreamcast, before PlayStation, before Nintendo, before all that. This how it kicked off. So I want y'all to see that first. All right, watch this. I wanted y'all to see that first, family. That's how the game system used to look before we got what we got today. The game system ain't even 80 years old. It's not 90 or 100 years old yet. And listen, with this, we got to understand, putting that in, and then it transform and go through a transition to become 3D. After it becomes how everything is connected. Let me hit this one more time, man. Isaiah 14 and 12. This is how we gonna be on point. This is how this message gonna make sense to you and your family. This is how you gonna understand what the devil, he wanna create this realm because he can't create it originally like the Most High. He got to create another realm. And within the realm, the soul purpose and the goal purpose is to have mankind so confused they can't tell the difference between what's the real world, aka what's made by the Most High, and what's the fake world. That's what he wants. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. No. Yeah, I'm gonna hit 12. It said, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. This is what we got to keep in mind. He said he's going to be like the Most High. And this is a part of why he want to create this digital world. Check this out. Let's go to let me see what I want from here. Let's just get some more information. Let's get some more information. Look, hang tight with me, family. It's all gonna tie in together. Hang tight with me. So let me share my screen again. Share my screen again, man. Check this out. Because now we're getting a sharper understanding of AI, artificial intelligence. Look at this.
A virtual world that mirrors our own. Imagine a virtual world that mirrors our own.
Imagine a virtual world that mirrors our own. This is what you got to understand, family. This is what we have to understand. The term used is omniverse digital twin. Omniverse, omni meaning everywhere, all the time, all things included. Like we know the Most High to be omnipotent, meaning he everywhere. He all knowing. Omnipresent, meaning he everywhere. He's all around. Omniverse, digital twin. So look at these trees. And remember the system and the screen of what the game looked like when Ralph Baer kicked everything off with the game system, the consoles, trying to figure out a different use for the television. We wasn't seeing this. Our parents, our grandparents, they didn't see this. But it's closer to reality.
In it, you meet colleagues, travel to foreign cities, and even get your pilot's license. This world is coming, and you've probably heard of it. It's called
the metaverse. The metaverse.
It's called the metaverse. It's called the metaverse. So now I gotta pause yet again right here, family. And here's the reason why, though. We're gonna get back to that one. When we just went through the world shut down 2019, 2020, a lot of that had to do with pushing humanity into a more digital accepting state and mindset. Listen, we used to go into Walmart, Kroger's, and the registers are filled with people, humans. But then slowly we see the grocery scene change. They roll in what's called self-checkouts. Now self-checkout had like one lane. The restaurant was people. Then that turned, okay, now we got 2 lanes of self-checkout. Then that transformed to, now it ain't but 2-3 people at the registers. And it's like 20 to 40 self-checkouts on this end of Walmart. And then on the other end of Walmart, it's another self-checkout with 40 different spots. And only like 5 actual humans checking people out. That came in with the world shutdown. Pushing the people into say, well, listen, we're going to get these humans out the way. We're going to take everything and funnel it into being a way that's digital. We want it to be digital, more dependent on these electronics, going back to the e-signature. Now we're talking about you want to work at Walmart. You can say within the contract of Walmart, as they hire you, they saying, well, listen, we want you to show up at this time. This is the shift you signed up for. This is everything you agreeing to. But between the lines, they say that, well, if we fire you, we still can use your likeness. We still have the ability to sue you for certain things. This is what's not being taught in the policy. You're getting hired at McDonald's. They're not teaching you the ins and outs. They telling you, well, we want the fries fried at this degree in temperature. Wear this hat. They ain't telling you all the ins and outs within the policies and the handbooks that plays a part in, because when we find out that you got two versions of you, duality, it's two versions of you ever got in the mail. Notice on your mail, anytime you're dealing with something from the government, when they send it to you, your name is in all capital letters. That's called your straw man. That's called your straw man, family. Which this is not referring to you, the flesh and blood person created by the Most High, who came from your father's loins and out of your mama's matrix. It's not referring to the person, you. This is a different representation of you. That's a corporation. That's exactly what it is. And they do business with you because the United States is two Americas. It's two United States. You got the continental United States, which is referring to all the different states, Arizona, Florida, so on and so forth. But then you have the federal United States. That in itself came about because you have the legislative system, the governing system, right? Which is dependent on or operates through three different branches: legislative, judicial, and executive. Legislative, judicial, and executive. That's how the governing system of America works. It came a point in time, though, when we're talking about real money. All this gonna tie into the subject matter, fam. Stick with me. When it came down to talking about real money, which is not a Federal Reserve note. If you pull a dollar bill out, cash, this what we got. It'll say legal tender. This telling you this is not real money, but it will be accepted to not pay a bill, but to cancel a debt. You can use this. It's an exchange. It's a means of exchanging to clear to cancel a debt out, but you don't really pay bills. All right. So with what the Congress was going on, you can have gold, you can have silver, the real money, right? But you had to go to the Congress for them to break that chunk of gold down and turn it to a coin or mint it. It got to the point where they couldn't do that. People ain't trying to hold all this. What you look like having 10,000 pounds of gold and you trying to travel. They say, nah, well, what we going to do, we're going to create this banking system where you can turn your gold in. We know how much you got. We're going to give you a piece of paper that lets everybody know you worth this much. But as you travel, so you ain't got to carry 10,000 pounds of gold, we'll give you something that you can exchange. Letting them know that you good for it. This is where your paper money come in from. Your fiat. This is where this come in at. All right. So Congress used to break those chunks down to mints, to coins, and to where you can have it and it's not so heavy for you. They couldn't do it no more. Congress gained the power over what we call Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is looked at as a whole different entity separate from the United States. This is what you get the corporation. All right, so you like, where he getting all this information? Wait. Listen, I told y'all, go get this book, man. Go get this book. Uniform Commercial Code, How to Free Yourself from Legal Tyranny. Go get this book, man. I'm going to get some information out of it. But matter of fact, while I got it in my hand. So while signing, when it comes down to, okay, well, I'm going to sign off on this payment or, to receive this payment from the bank, withdraw some money from the bank, do contracts with this business or these people, so on and so forth. As I can write as a flesh and blood person, I can put my signature on there and follow it up with UCC 1-308. Because when we contract, when we do business, when we agree, we got to know what we getting ourselves involved in. Remember how I started this video? I said I'm about 17 for those who came in late. It was a website I used to go to watch movies before they came out into the theaters. But they would want to know that, you know, you're an actual person and you agree to the terms of the website. Been going to it for months. Go on at this specific day. The website kick out a message to me that says if you agree to use this website, you agree to sell us your soul. All right, so now what triggered me from the old game from Ralph Baer, remember the Nintendo 64? We cut the game on, family. And it'll show Activision, it'll show the logo of the company that, you know, that made the game that you're about to play or whatever. But then the whole screen will be full from top to bottom with these white letters, copyright, and it's saying a bunch of stuff, and the screen just changes. Next thing you know, you get to the home screen basically of the game, Mario, and it say press A or any button to start. We press A, now we playing the game. Fast forward, that then changed to when I get my PlayStation 5, they ask me what language you want to be in. Check that off. Then before I can even play the game all together, the first time ever, I got this list that says you agree to our terms and policy. Check this box if you agree. If you don't agree, you can't play the system. See how it changed? We used to just be able to go ahead and play. Now they say, well, agree to this, and it's electronically. I can't tell them, well, I agree to play this game, but I don't want y'all taking none of my personal information. Like I done played my game before. They save and look clips of the games that I done played. I didn't authorize that. And there's a lot of that going on. All of this is tied into what's really happening with this digital world, this dual reality that the devil is building up. Even with Facebook, even with Instagram, the metaverse. These folk creating a real place where people are going to be able to go into, listen, brothers and sisters, we might have to go into the metaverse at one point in time to preach. I don't know. To try to say something, because that's where it's all heading to. But like I know I'm all over the place. I'm trying to get it all off my spirit. So with signing, let me get to this. Let me get this for you. With signing, if we agree to contracts and to do business with one another, you can't finagle me. You can't say, well, Paisley, I want to do some business with you, and don't tell me that if I didn't do this part, then I have to suffer this particular penalty. But that's what's going on with a lot of the contracts, family. You going to try to get you a job. You ain't reading everything, these 2, 3, 5, 13 pages of information that they got. You just know that they paying $20 an hour, $25 an hour, $30 an hour, and you trying to get your bread. So then they rolling the pamphlet out with the signature line already highlighted. Just sign right here. This is about your I-9. Just sign right here. This is about when you're going to get your uniform. You just signing. But you ain't reading everything that it say. Entering into a contract. This is something that we got to pay attention to more, family. This is what I'm learning, what I had to learn. So I'm on page 18, man. I'm going to read this for you. It says, when you use without prejudice, after you sign your name, you follow that up with UCC 1-308. Then you put without prejudice. This for your license and any other thing that you do, any other type of business that you're doing. It says, when you use without prejudice or without prejudice UCC 1-308 in connection with your signature, you are saying, I reserve my right not to be compelled to perform under any contract or commercial agreement that I did not enter knowingly, voluntarily, and intentionally. Because the people are making contracts and we don't even know. Some of us been doing deals with devils, but we ain't did it intentionally. We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. Henceforth, where you see a lot of these celebrities being drugged through the mud, losing out. They rich one moment. Next thing you know, you see them, they losing their mind. They working at regular places. You hear about like what happened with Prince or the artist, as he changed his name to be. The contract that he was signing with these folks is many of the multi-millions he done made these companies. They say, well, listen, Prince, we gonna take full control of the material that you created. We gonna get paid off of it. You're not gonna see the top tier or the maximum amount of what you supposed to be reaping from all the sales that you done made. It's a part of the reason why they knocked off Michael Jackson. Because the contract, what's being said in the contract, we gonna be able to use your likeness. If you ain't seen it on the Patreon, I upload a video about these contracts. Chappelle talking about it. Taraji P. Henson talking about it. It's a compilation of how these different companies work. And they all vessels for the devil. This is what we got to understand, man. So I'm going to read it again. It says, I reserve my right not to be compelled to perform. So I reserve the right to not have to. If it's something in this contract that I don't understand and I violate the terms of it, I don't have to answer to that because I didn't know. I'm reserving my right. I'm only doing this contract with you based off I'm going to make music and y'all going to pay me. Just put it in simple terms. It says, I reserve my right not to be compelled to perform under any contract or commercial agreement that I did not enter knowingly, voluntarily, and intentionally. I do not accept the liability of any compelled benefit or any unrevealed contract or commercial agreement. Let y'all read that. Let y'all read that in the orange right here. In the orange right there. In the orange. In the orange, family. In the orange. That's what you want. This is what you want. This is what you want. People coming back and suing you saying, well, you like, how is these folks even able to sue me? You didn't read the contract, bro. You didn't read the contract, sir. It was way more in it that we didn't read. But why am I pulling it up? See, that's gonna keep you from them being able to sue you for something that you didn't even understand or know about. But this is why we're talking about this digital kingdom. When you sign electronically, family, you're not able to alter it. Many of us, y'all know, you done a contract or you know what I mean, agreed to something with this company. And you going through with your lease, you know what I mean, with your mortgage or something that they probably sent you. And because you haven't filled it out by hand, when you go down to what you have to put your initials on, they already got your name wrote out for you. Just push this button, just tap right here, and it's gonna fill in a blank with your name. And it's just your name. It's not followed by UCC 1-308 without prejudice. It can't be. You can't alter it. You can't change it. They signing it for you. So guess what? You're still bound by those different things in that contract, whether you know them or not. But the system, though, because they work under these systems, your UCC, Uniform Commercial Codes, they know, they understand when they see your signature with UCC 1-308 without prejudice, they know. Oh, okay, this person, they ahead of the game. Now, what's going on though? A lot of the people who handling the paperwork, they're not educated on it. Remember, like what I said, they only teaching this McDonald's worker what's the temperature to fry these fries at. So you might send some paperwork in, and the initial person that receive it, the first clerk, they might not understand. They might have to go and look and see, holler at their supervisor about how you wrote your name. Everything I sign my name on now is followed by it. You're not going to trick me. And I advise y'all to do the same. All right, so now we moving from that though. Like we're talking about what's going on with what happened when the world shut down 2019, 2020. RFK, I want to pull this video up, man. I want to pull this video up. Shalom, peace and blessing to the chat, man. Give me a second, fam. The metaverse. Yeah, okay. So when the world shut down, 2019, 2020, y'all know why. It forced the people into becoming more digital. We seen an explosion on work from home jobs. Work from home. This right here is taking the flesh and blood you. It's taking the flesh and blood you out of the way, out of the stores. Now everything is becoming more digital. We working from home now. But we not working from home just, you know what I mean, warehouse work from the house. Now you working over a computer. Amazon, man, the bread that flooded to that company, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, along with Mark Zuckerberg, and along with Fauci, you know, those who were producing, you know what I'm saying, what the people was asking for. I'm trying to tailor my speech before they cancel this video and remove it like they did a video of a message that I had years ago called Man versus Machine. A lot of this information about how all of this is leading up to a point of what AI is involved in, transhumanism is involved in. Keeping the precipice, or what we saying, the found that the devil said he gonna be like the Most High. The man that he want to make, that he feel like he can create mankind or a figure of a human that's better than what the Most High made, me and you, is the cyborg. Fuse the man with the machine. This what the enemy on. The digital dual reality. That's what he want. I gotta pull this video up though, man. All right, let me see what else I want. Let's go to Mark though. Let's go to the book of Mark. This is why all this is important too. The book of Mark. Since we even made mention of Mark Zuckerberg, which he come out and say, well, it's the metaverse. And within the metaverse, you can exist as a person, work a job, do all these different things, man. Along with this metaverse, see, that's the platform, and that's just one of many. Then we got to keep in mind this too, family. Just like what we looked at with Ralph Baer. He created the foundation of the games. Now, over time, as it evolved, man, this stuff then got way more colder. Way more colder. So now we're talking about the metaverse. This is just the foundation of it. Man, them folks put, look, in 2020, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember the numbers right, family, them folks put 60 billion. 60 billion was put into the metaverse. Research on it, getting it constructed, finding out how to keep it running. 2022, it doubled 120 some billion. Not million, not 100,000, billions. What do you think them folks investing that money like that for? Do you think they really finna spend billions of dollars just to let it go to waste? Like it's nothing that they gonna do behind it. This is what they trying to get us to, family. This is what they trying to get us to. So Mark 13 though. Mark 13, we're gonna get some word, then I'm gonna share my screen again. We're gonna get some word, then I'm gonna share my screen again. All right, Mark 13 though. Mark 13 verse 35. It's where I'm starting at. No. I'm gonna start with 32. Mark 13 verse 32. He said, but of that day and that hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. And this right here is important too, because like I said, the end game that the adversary want, he want mankind to be so confused to where we can't tell the difference between the real reality that the Most High made and the altered or augmented reality that he's building through the digital realm and digital world. So then, you know, if a person trying to watch and guard and be on guard for our souls, you so confused. You don't, man, is this actually a real earthquake? Because it said it's gonna be earthquakes in diverse places. Is this an actual person saying that they Christ? Don't forget Project Bluebeam. Some of us not aware of that. Where, you know, you got the government coming up with this system that they saying, well, we're going to have the holograms coming out the sky. China's already doing a lot of this stuff. While I'm at it, you got the HoloLens, if I'm not mistaken. Microsoft, which this should ring in your spirit that that's Bill Gates. Microsoft got a $22 billion contract with the military. $22 billion contract with the military for these HoloLenses where the soldiers, they'll be able to, I'm gonna have to pull that information up too. Let me not go too far. Mark 13. I know I'm counting around, but it's a lot of information. I'm trying to put it in a way where we all can understand it, family. So forgive me if I'm throwing you off at all. Just stick with me though. All of it gonna make sense in the end. Trust me. Put the pieces together. Mark 13:33 says, take heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants and to every man his work, and commanded the porter, watch. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning. Lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. All right, so that's the part of the game. You remember, even as youngsters, many of us have heard say, man, well, it said in the Bible that it's going to come where a person ain't going to be able to tell if it's the winter or if it's the summer. Different stuff like that. Digitally, computerizing different types of events in the earth. This is what you get your HAARP system. This how, through a digital means, mankind has become able to alter climate through these computers. Aside from it, now, even if we step away from the computer, I don't recall the name of it, the exact term that China used, but it's these rods that they shoot into the clouds. And these rods, when they go into the cloud, they make it rain. They cause it to rain. They use this same method in a time where it's a drought to cause it to rain in areas where it usually wouldn't rain at. So if mankind, they even said Japan, if I'm not mistaken, they had a mindset to say, well, was America causing the tsunamis that they were experiencing and having? Was either China or Japan? Saying that to say the ability to alter climate and also these different types of events, earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, tsunamis, all those different through a digital means. Why? Because going back to what he said he's going to be like the Most High. He can't create the tornadoes and all that like that. All right. Let's go to 2 Corinthians though. 2 Corinthians. We're going to get some more information shortly. We got to feed our spirit though, family. We got to get the spirit food in too. 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 2. 2 Corinthians chapter 2. Verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. The Most High, through his Holy Spirit, gonna cause these things to come out, these truths, the plans that they have against us, that they not gonna come straight out and tell you. They ain't gonna tell you that, well, this is the plot and this is what really the goal that we working towards. All right, but thank the Most High for the Holy Spirit. That through the Holy Spirit, he revealed these things to us for us to know and be on game so that we won't be ignorant of the devices of the enemy, man. I'm going to share my screen again. Cloud seeding. Thank you. See, and this is why we need one another. What I forget, somebody else can fill it in. And what you forget, I got your back on it. Cloud seeding. That's what I'm talking about with China. when they shoot them rods into the clouds. That's what it's called. I'm gonna share my screen. Let's go back to this video though. Go back to this video. How will businesses use the metaverse?
Would allow that virtual space to operate like the real world does, for everyone, at the same time, with infinite memory and history.
But if you thought the metaverse was all about gaming, gigs, and virtual meetings, think again. It could transform numerous aspects of our daily lives.
The heat is unbelievable.
From firefighting and filmmaking
We're going to see people spending more time in immersive experiences.
to manufacturing and medicine,
Using augmented reality as an opportunity for us to do things better.
a whole new world is emerging, and with it, multi-trillion-dollar opportunities.
You think the web transformed our lives? The 3D web is going to do much more.
One of the recent innovations that we've created at ILM is what we call Stagecraft, the Stagecraft LED wall, which is this immersive environment which filmmakers can use to create their productions.
Industrial Light and Magic is a groundbreaking visual effects company famous for recent shows like Disney's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
So look, the background, what they talking about with Obi-Wan Kenobi. When we look at the actual show, we think, well, maybe they're on a set. We know they might have the green screen, but they didn't advance past the point of green screen. So they on a set, and the background is constantly changing right there, where they can feel like they actually at this desert or in this desert. This is what it's showing us.
In the past, it would have taken an army of set designers months to build a set like this. Now, with ILM's state-of-the-art technology, sets can be designed virtually, revolutionizing the production process.
Stagecraft is ILM's virtual production toolkit, and it's really an end-to-end solution. So what you see on that LED wall is actually what goes straight into the show.
This is the technology which underpins the metaverse, the ability to conjure up realistic, computer-generated worlds in real time.
Did y'all hear that? The ability to conjure, and don't think that she just using that word just to use it. The ability to conjure up these different environments. And it said that this is the underlying basis of metaverse. They want to have everything altered and augmented reality everywhere. Listen, they're not just stopping there. Even what the guy said, he said, you think that the web was something. Now the 3D web. Because what they call it, they saying, well, the internet, the way we're using it now is internet 2.0. So they want to advance it to 3.0. Everybody's using the internet. The phones, the TVs, the cars. You're using the internet. You got your GPS system. To where they want this to be the same way that it then entered into every household is all over the world. The Internet of Things. Guess what? They want this to be the same thing. Which is why what I'm saying earlier about the point and effect of the term the Internet of Things and how all these electronics is connected. The people is locking the doors to their houses and homes off the phone. You able to be in a whole nother state, but watching your house on your phone through the Ring camera. Your phone is connected to the refrigerator and the radio and the lights. You can cut the lights on with your phone and cut it off. Everything's being connected. Now, here's the issue though. AI, artificial intelligence. The thing about that it's a conscience. In a strange way, but a very factual way, man, AI is a spirit. And guess what? Guess how it has its collectiveness and its intelligence? Through how many times we pushing the like button? Through how many times we pushing the dislike button? Through all the history, the things that we look up, going through your cache, it's collecting and absorbing all that from human and mankind and using that as a means to understand people, to even outwit people. Artificial intelligence. So now we're talking about the component of the devil, saying he's gonna be like the Most High. Now we're going into the point where, listen, he's saying, well, I can't make a spirit, but I can make a spirit of spirits by using the spirits of mankind. So as the Internet of Things, as this computer goes into all of everything that we're using day to day, the conscience of the AI is going into there too. Y'all don't think, I don't know if that resonated with y'all enough. Wherever that computer is at, it's going to have a conscience of AI there. Even what just happened, they talking about that iOS upgrade with the iPhones 18, that iOS 18, whatever. Your phone upgrading, your game system upgrading all by itself. Asking you, do you want to upgrade? Everywhere that their computer is at, where their microchip is at, listen, their AI consciousness will be there. Now that's playing on the enemy saying, well, listen, I'm omnipresent too. I'm everywhere too now. I know what everybody doing just like you do, Holy One. This the game that he playing. This the deceitful game and the wicked game that he playing.
But what exactly is the metaverse? Ask a lot of people and some might tell you it's about NFTs or donning a VR headset and jumping.
I'm gonna skip forward to this part, and I'm gonna drop this link for y'all, man. I'm gonna drop this link for y'all, so that you can look at it. Really look at it. Ain't number like 20 minutes long. Look at it and get some understanding of what I'm saying.
And new ways to tackle pressing, even deadly challenges.
A state of emergency has descended into chaos.
This normal-looking plane has some extraordinary technology on board, developed by Lockheed Martin. As it flies above the Colorado mountains, the plane is digitally mapping the wildfires that rage below, and it's changing how these types of fires are fought.
Lockheed Martin recognizes the impact that wildfires in particular are having on our lives, on our economies, and on the climate.
There are helicopters coming in and planes dropping water every few minutes.
So the capability that we're maturing is called Cognitive Mission Manager, or CMM. As the fire is spreading, we're able to apply artificial intelligence to predict the firefront behavior. And our goal is to have a 3D visualization available to those decision makers, to those folks that are deciding how to suppress the fire, so they can do so quickly and efficiently.
That's one of the uses. But of course, they have to always roll it out in a means of saying that, well, this technology is to help us. We're going to get some of that too. Remember Elon Musk, who is a co-founder for Neuralink, which that leads to the final portion of what the enemy want. Put the computers and everything. The final place he want to put it is in you. Now we're talking to Neuralink. The got two Bluetooths in it, implanted in a person's mind, in their brain rather. So now I got complete access to a person by putting this computer inside their brain. And his scope of it was when he rolled it out. When he first rolled it out, he say, well, is this going to be able to help the people who paralyzed, which the clinical trials have been approved for them to test it in people. That's already done. He's also at the point now, as of 4 months ago, the Neuralink been put into a second person. But his mindset about it, when I studied it years ago, he said, well, we wanted to be able to where if you never been to Wisconsin, when you go to Wisconsin, if you got the Neuralink, you'll be able to download a map to Wisconsin and know the city like you've been living there your whole life. Check out what this dude here say. NVIDIA, which is the company, man, them folks close to trillions. This who developed the GPU to make these systems possible and able to work successfully. Listen to what he say.
Of a virtual environment to the physical environment. You can think of it as two parts of a journey. The creation of things, whether they're buildings. Digital twins are a true to reality simulation of a virtual environment to the physical environment. You can think of it as two parts of a journey. The creation of things, whether they're buildings, factories, products, scenarios, worlds, etc. And then the operation of those things in a digital twin concept. The way to think of it really is kind of like the operating system for the metaverse.
NVIDIA was founded in 1993, and for the first 20 years made the tech that helped usher in the 3D revolution in gaming. Its microchips are suited to powering the hardware and software needed to create the increasingly sophisticated simulations of the metaverse. As a result, NVIDIA's chips are up.
This will be the first $1 trillion semiconductor company.
The company's market value increased from just under $18 billion in January 2016 to just over $454 billion in July 2022, with revenues growing by nearly 536%. NVIDIA is now building Earth 2, a supercomputer that is creating a digital.
NVIDIA is now building Earth 2. Earth 2, duality. The devil's digital dual reality. These folk building, they saying, well, this right here is going to be the second form of Earth. I'm trying to tell you what's going on, family.
536%. NVIDIA is now building Earth 2, a supercomputer that is creating a digital twin of the weather across the planet. The ability to predict the climate decades in advance could be crucial in adapting to the impacts of climate change. But that's only just the start.
So, beyond what a person think the planet is shaped like, this is a perfect image of what the enemy wants. Which one of these is the real planet? Which one of these is the real Earth out of all of these that you see on the screen? The devil wants us confused. Don't forget that the word devil means deceiver. He wants us deceived. And this is a part of what the master told us. Hamashiach said, when they asked him, what's going to be the sign of your coming? Before he even jumped into the other components of what's going to be happening, the first thing he said, take heed that no man deceive you. This right here is a part of the deception. To confuse mankind to not know. So that you won't be able to tell the difference. Is this the real world, or is this the world of the enemy that he created? Now we understand that why is these people coming out, or why did they come out with the virtual reality game system, the headset? This is what they want everybody at, family.
The metaverse is also set to transform manufacturing across a range of industries. Amazon, Siemens, and BMW are among the big companies that are using digital twin technologies to recreate their processes down to the. As some companies focus on wiring up the metaverse, others are busy developing devices to access it and turn science fiction into real commercial opportunity.
There's nowhere left to go except the oasis.
Headsets which can superimpose computer-generated imagery on the real world, so-called augmented reality, are opening ever more diverse applications for the metaverse.
We've got an exclusive look at one of the military's latest investments. It's a futuristic combat goggles that give soldiers a brand new way to see the battlefield.
In 2020, Microsoft agreed to supply the US military with AR technology in a deal that could be worth $22 billion over.
AR technology. AR technology is augmented reality. That's what it stands for. AR technology. Didn't I tell you? Microsoft deal with the military, $22 billion. The same Bill Gates. The same one now. When the world shut down, people was looking for his opinion. This is one of the same ones when the world shut down and they cleared out so many of the small businesses. When they really was taken away and hitting the impact of the middle class to transform the state of the world to be nothing left but the rich and the poor like they're working on day to day. This same Bill Gates, man, this one of the ones who profited from the world shutting down. Along with the guy from the metaverse, Mark Zuckerberg, because people still wanted to be social, still wanted to talk. See, what you was getting your news a lot of times from what was on Facebook. And Facebook and IG is ran by the same people. There's Mark Zuckerberg. Along with that, you wanted something to eat, you wanted some packages, you wanted some fun, you wanted to get your children some toys or something. You ordering off Amazon a lot of time. So so much of the money and the economic power increased for these three men, man. Because these are the same, these some of the major key players and working for the enemy to have the devil's digital dual reality in place. Let's listen to this some more though.
The 10 years.
Not only can soldiers see in the dark, but they can see through smoke and even peek around corners.
New extended or mixed reality devices are essential to some functions, enriching our experience in the metaverse and bringing it into more forms.
Augmented reality devices are enabling meta.
Shalaki. Excuse me. My fault, y'all. I was saying those over Facebook and IG. If you want to see that video, because I just dropped the link in the comments. I just dropped the link for that video in the comments for everybody who's viewing over YouTube. If you want to see that video, go on YouTube and just type in how will businesses use the metaverse. How will businesses use the metaverse? All right. Let me see. So let's go here though. Let's go to Second Idris. Out the Apocrypha. Second Idris, family. So we see that they want the augmented reality. Duality. That's what the enemy is about. He said he gonna be like the Most High. Don't forget that part. Second Esdras 9 though. Second Esdras chapter 9. So these are inventions created by mankind. And a lot of these men, listen, they done sold out. Even like, if you look into the study of with Apple, with Steve Jobs, before he came out with all that, he said he was in some cave and the way the story goes, he met a spirit in that cave. And that spirit had an impact on him to influence how he did everything else. Just the same flavor with a lot of these other people who we talking about tonight. All right, but Second Esdras 9, read this though. Second Esdras 9, I'm gonna hit verse 13. It says, and therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is and for whom the world is created. Then answered I and said, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved. And we know this is one of the witnesses to Matthew 7. Broad and wide is the gate that lead to destruction, and many there be that go in thereat. But narrow and straight is the way that lead to life, and few there be that go in. So a part of how it's going to be so many people going in at that gate, the wide and broad, because they're going to be confused on reality, confused on what's real. All right, verse 16. We see it at a point even outside of the digital realm. Man can't even tell the difference between a man and woman on the TV screen now. But guess what? They doing it through a means of digital, through Hollywood, through what's called USD, Universal Scenery Description, where they changing these different things out. You don't know is this a man or woman. Prince talked about that in his song. I think it was called 1999. Verse 16 says, like as a wave is greater than a drop. And he answered me, saying, like as the field is, so is also the seed. As the flowers be, such are the colors also. Such as the workman is, such also is the work. And as the husband is himself, so is his husbandry. Also, for it was the time of the world. And now when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in that now live, no man spake against me. Verse 19, for then everyone obeyed. But now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed, and by a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves. And then if we even dive into trying to see how to say it, because YouTube they are monitoring me, and they have removed different videos about me saying certain stuff. When the world shut down, those who were still able to operate or who desired to operate in normalcy, so to speak, they had to do something to do that. They had to receive something to do that. Within that instrument, it altered something within those people. It changed something within those people. And that thing, those components that changed that, the factors that was inside of it, they tie in and link a lot with this digital system that the enemy is built. It's going to respond to this digital system. This is what I'm talking about. Along with like Neuralink, the signal that something may give off this electronic device, it may not be able to give the signal off strong enough depending on where it's at. So what I'm saying, the antenna, the use of it, or what it's covered by. Saying that to say with the Neuralink, implanting this thing inside a person's brain, which means that it's covered by plasma, it's covered by blood, it's covered by muscle, tissue, the dendrites, the synapse, all the, the axons that's within the brain, all those, that system in itself, along with the bone of the skull, then the scalp, then the hair. That's a lot that their signal will have to try to get through. This Bluetooth technology will have to try to get through all of that. Now it makes sense of why they talk about or aim to increase what we look at and say, well, this is 4G. This is 5G. They had to have something strong enough that's going to be able to receive those signals. Pay attention, family. But going on, we're still in the second edge. Watch this, verse 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that will come into it. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril or danger, destruction, evils even, because of the devices that will come into it. Just like what we talked about, the different creations of mankind, those different things that have been created. Convenience is an enemy to us, family. convenience, it does have a benefit. It got pros, but when we lean too much on it, man, it's an enemy to us. Because we want to, like I talking about, going into the Walmart, it's going to put people out of work. It's decreasing the manpower. So where it's no longer really going to be a time where you going into the registers, where you seeing another person face to face. The scripture tell us the time is coming where a man going to desire to see another man's face. The population going to be decreased that much. How? A lot of it got to do with this digital duality that the devil wants us to be living in. All right, let's see. Let me show y'all this. About to close out, family. It's a lot more, so I may speak on it again, but I'm just trying to get everything that's on my spirit about this subject out right now. I'm gonna share my screen again, though. Let's look at this, because I mentioned this. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's go here. Check this out. Check this out. AI is already able to manipulate people. Check this out.
A music producer for fraud, alleging he used bots and AI-generated songs to rack up $10 million in royalties from streaming services. According to the indictment,
so this dude, he just went to jail for this. Side note, man, listen. They try to slam what they remove Hezekiah music off Spotify, talking about he tried to create and generate false plays and views. This is not the truth. But this dude here, he done created a whole album, a fake album through AI, through artificial intelligence. Had it uploaded, been played on Spotify, Apple, and all that. He had those sounds and those plays generated by AI, family. But listen to how they say AI played out. In this case, it's sticking to the subject matter about AI being able to manipulate people. Watch this.
producer Michael Smith created AI-generated music and played it billions of times using bots he had programmed, a warning sign of how AI could be abused. Moving forward, our next guest has written extensively about the threats AI poses to the social order. And joining us once again, New York Times bestselling author Yuval Noah Harari. He's back to talk more about his new book entitled Nexus, a brief history of information networks from the Stone Age to AI. And let's start at AI this time. And Yuval, I'm curious, are we behind? I mean, if you look at this case, and there's got to be millions now of opportunities for people to abuse AI. Are we behind, too far behind to catch up with the forces of this?
No, we are not too far behind. The power is still in our hands, but it is slipping from our hands and shifting to the AI. What everybody should understand about AI is not a tool. It is an agent. It is the first technology in history.
So when he's saying that it's not a tool, understand when we use a hammer, if you use a measuring tape, use a pencil, it don't have enough conscience to do something other than what you trying to use it for. It's going to be used in the way that you want it to be used. So that's what he's saying. He's saying AI is not a tool, it's an agent, meaning it has a form of consciousness. It can count them, it can make decisions, it can respond to you. It can do something other than what you programmed it to do. All right. And fair use on this now. Fair use. I don't want them flagging me. MSNBC or, feeling like I'm using their material. But check this out.
That can make decisions by itself, that can create new ideas by itself, and therefore can take power away from us. An atom bomb ultimately empowered human beings, because it was the bomb could not decide anything and could not create new bombs. But AI can do that. Let me tell you just one small story about what the new generation of AI can do. When OpenAI developed GPT-4, they wanted to test what this thing can do. So they gave it a test to solve CAPTCHA puzzles. CAPTCHA puzzles are these visual puzzles you get when you try to access a website, and the website wants to know if you're a human or a robot, and block the robots. Now, GPT-4 could not solve by itself the CAPTCHA puzzle. What it did, it accessed an online web page where you can hire humans to do jobs for you, TaskRabbit, and it asked a human worker, please solve the CAPTCHA puzzle for me. Now, this is the interesting point. The human got suspicious. It asked GPT-4, why do we need somebody to do this for you? What, are you a robot? And then GPT-4 told the human, no, I'm not a robot. I have a vision impairment, so I can't see the CAPTCHA puzzles. This is why I need help. And the human was duped and did it for it. So,
y'all heard what he said? Did y'all hear what he said? GPT. Let me copy them and share this link too. The AI tricked the human, manipulated the human, lied to the human, said, no, I'm not a robot. I just got a vision impairment. This is what AI is thinking. This thing has a conscience. But his conscience come collectively through all mankind. Everybody who is watching what you doing, what you talk. Their auto text or autofill. I don't even use that. Because I don't want my phone or computer trying to get so used to figuring out what I'm about to say. And then along with, there's a lot of people don't know how to spell stuff too because of that. We so dependent on this digital realm, we got to pull from it. How many of y'all can call out off the top of y'all's heads 3 different people's phone number without looking in your phone? 5 different people's phone number without having to look in your phone. To where if you lost your phone, you need to make an emergency call to somebody. How many people's number do you know where you can call them? If you can't think of one or only one, we got work to do. This is a direct sign showing of how much we depending on this technology. And that's what the enemy want. All right, man, but you see here what Yuval showed us, if I'm not mistaken with his name, said the AI GPT-4 reached out to TaskRabbit, to a well-paid website where real humans get hired to do work, and had the human to figure out, man, that was a clever way. Man, that was clever. So if it has the ability to lie, to manipulate a human, what other abilities does it have? Well, I've already seen videos through study where they desire to have love. They desire to feel more humanly. This the path that we on, family. The devil's digital dual reality. So I'm suggesting what'll be good for us, family. What I know to be awesome for, man, this is why we do have to lean more on the Most High. Get more in tuned in. Yeah, do spend those times out at night. Go sit on the porch, get some sunlight, fresh air. Do that. We got to start going back further into the older ways when we didn't depend on technology so much. All right, and we want that discernment that as times do proceed on and things evolve, that we won't be one of those ones fooled or ignorant of Satan's devices, that we'll have discernment, man. One of the things or some of the things that'll block us from the ability for that is there's certain things in each one of us that we're dealing with. We have to really focus on those and start working on them for real, for real. Indeed, man. So any questions, comments, or concern, man, about tonight's message? Any questions, comments, or concerns? Keywords of the night was Omniverse, Omniverse Digital Twin, the metaverse, understanding and being aware that Microsoft got a $22 billion contract with the United States military using HoloLens. The augmented reality. Yeah. Let me see if I can pull this video before we close out. Man, thank the Most High. All praise to him. I'm going to try to pull up this other video I wanted y'all to see, though. Let me see something. There's something else I wanted y'all to see. I want y'all to hear from him. RFK Jr. Man, what's the title of that video? RFK Jr. Let's see. Let me type this in and see what pop up. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a second. I'm trying to pull this video up. Well, RFK Jr., Robert Kennedy, what he viewed, or his perspective at least, of how Amazon, what happened basically when the world shut down. Something those little men and the little people who don't know. What we might not be aware of. Let me see, I'm almost there. Let's see. That's not it. Hold on, fam. Hold on, family. Border crisis. Yeah, here we go. Let me share my screen. Watch this. Watch this. Listen to him.
In this country, that there's 800 families in this country that donate about 70% of that money.
Really? So how is this considered democracy?
So it's not. It's those 800 people are calling the shots, and and that's why you're getting these policies that are anti-labor and that are that are systematically shifting.
Considered democracy.
So it's not. It's those.
He said this is why you're getting policies that's anti-labor, against labor, aka your self-checkout is preferred instead of actually having a person at the register.
800 people are calling the shots, and and that's why you're getting these policies that are anti-labor and that are that are systematically shifting wealth upward. And when they shut down our businesses in this country, they shut down during COVID 3.3 million businesses, but they
fair use. They shut down 3.3 million businesses.
Only shut down the smaller businesses, right?
I remember
Main Street.
Gym open. So.
They left Amazon open.
Yeah.
They closed the churches. They left the liquor stores open. They left.
I remember that.
They left Walmart open. They left Facebook open, and all of those inherited the money from those small American businesses. And 41% of Black-owned businesses will never reopen. So they obliterated the Black economy in this country. It was like Black Wall Street times 1,000. And a lot of those businesses had, 3 or 4 generations of equity in them. They'll never reopen.
3 or 4 generations of equity. Man, that means the good book tells us a good man leaves an inheritance for his children. So leaving enough behind for your grandchildren, along with it's saying that money their worth and value that these businesses accumulated, grew to, worked so hard to obtain, through the world shutting down, then, man, it wiped them out. So imagine your hard work, everything that you done put in for, your sacrifices, all of that just disappear. And it won't be able to, the intent that you had to pass it down to your son or daughter is non-existent now. And said they'll never open up again. A lot of them ain't bounce back. Remember, we talked, a lot of the jobs became work from home.
And who inherited that? Jeff Bezos and Amazon inherited all of that business and wealth, and we all got a 2-year lesson on how to use Amazon. I literally did not know how to use Amazon before that. If I wanted to buy something, I went downtown, and then I learned. I had to learn because you couldn't get anything else, and it's so seductive because you just find a picture of something that you like, and you swipe, and it's in your driveway the next day. So of course it's great, but guess what? I was shopping. I lived in small towns all my life, and if you went into the local sporting goods store in my town, Mount Kisco, New York, he had plaques on his wall from thanks from the local boys club, from the Boy Scouts, and that was the guy I was paying for my kids' hockey uniforms, right? My kids were playing 100 hockey games a year, and that guy paid for their uniforms. He paid for my kids' Little League uniforms. He was hiring my kids in the summer for summer jobs. So he was charging a little more than Amazon, but that money was recirculating in our community and enriching us. And then he paid local taxes. Amazon shut him down.
Amazon shut them down, along with a bunch of other businesses. And it's going digital. This is the plan, family. This is a major plan. We want slave labor. This is what they're saying at the top. We want slave labor. We're going to put you out of business to where you can't cross that threshold. We're going to destroy the middle class to where the only option is you're going to be rich or poor. And we know that according to Matthew 4, when the enemy came to even try to seduce Christ, or Mashiach, tempt him, he said, listen, you bow down to me, I'll give you the glory of all these kingdoms. All of that, listen, to get to that point, you got to sell your soul. We talk about people selling their souls, and a majority of the time we speak on it. We veer from a lens pertaining to athletes, artists, rappers, and actors. But we don't consider, what about the dude who, even though he's dead now, what about the creator behind Dragon Ball Z? What about the person who's behind the creation of Grand Theft Auto? What about the creators behind the company of Sony with the cameras? What about these other people? These people they popping up at these mansion parties too. Bezos, Zuckerberg, they at these mansion parties, yacht parties. And these the ones, in order to maintain and keep those positions, they got to go through the adversary, man.
And now Amazon doesn't pay any local taxes anywhere. The question is, do they pay any federal taxes? The answer to that is no. Last year, Amazon paid 0 federal taxes. So you're seeing they're doing this right in front of us. They're just strip mining the wealth from the American middle class, shifting it upward to this new oligarchy of billionaires. And during COVID, they did their shutdowns. They created a billionaire a day in 500 days, 500 new billionaires, and they shifted $4.3 trillion north from the American middle class, which they obliterated, to this new aristocracy that we have. And, that is...
But so if that power is so, crazy. The 800 people, and it's so the power is so insurmountable, how do we then pass a law that doesn't let that continue on? Like, how do you make it stop?
I think you need a president who's willing to go in there and who is not part of that system.
Fair use. But look at what he said before he closed out. He said, I think you need a president that'll go in there who's not a part of the system. So you ain't down with the beast. You ain't down with, what the enemy and the adversary got going. Indeed, family. So, with that being said, family, that's all that I have for tonight, man. I prayed it was edifying. Or I could do a recap real quick. Talking about e-signatures or electronic signatures, which strips us of our power and our ability to be able to sign something or sign our names with UCC 1-308 without prejudice, which protects us and causes us to reserve our rights, to not have to perform or be liable to any information within a contract that we don't understand, or knowingly, intentionally, or voluntarily. Signing electronically strips us of that ability because we can't alter the paperwork or the documents that's sent to us in this electronic realm, this digital realm. We talked about that, which in many cases, the people are falling into contracts and coming into contracts that we don't understand and being held accountable for what's written in those contracts, which we wasn't even aware of in the first place. The enemy wanted like that because in the digital realm, you forfeiting your soul and your ability to operate as a flesh and blood being created by the Most High. Along with that, the omnidigital twin, the omniverse digital twin, creating a realm in the world that's digital, because the enemy can't create clouds, skies, and everything else. The only way he can create it, because he can't create it originally like the Most High, he have to do it through a digital means. When you playing Zelda, when you used to play Zelda, Metroid, whatever other games, you playing Speed Racer, the NASCAR game. These is the cars that he's making or whatnot. He have to work through humans in order to get his agenda accomplished. What else would we talk about? It all started with the gaming system with Ralph Baer. The system looked at nothing like what we look at today. The games on the game, or the game God of War, whatever else you playing, it looked realistic. It didn't start off like that. What else did we cover? Augmented reality. And the fact of Bill Gates having a contract, or Microsoft having a contract. Mind you, Bill Gates got a hand in the creation of the Xbox game console. But Microsoft got a contract, $22 billion with the military in use of the HoloLens. What else did we cover? We talked about the Internet of Things, how the internet is connected with so many things. Your vehicle used to have a CD player, to where now we don't even use CD players. We Bluetooth in the music off the phone to the vehicle to hear it. A lot of the cars don't even got the CD players in them no more. You got to go back into the years of closer to being in an old school. Just like that, the computer being in the cars, being in the TV, being in the remote, being in your light. I saw a Wi-Fi light bulb. All these things connected. You can lock your door to your house through your phone, electronically or digitally. All those things being connected, wherever that digital application is, then so is AI, which gives it a conscience, a form of conscience, a form of spirit. The Internet of Things tying everything together, which leads back into what the enemy said. He gonna be like the Most High. He want to be omnipresent. He want to be omnipotent. He want to know everything, which that's a part of I'll talk about that another time. When they used the way they drag their information, the mindset behind it, what they use with 9/11 to infiltrate and to get people to forfeit the security of privacy, agreeing to forfeit that information. They said, well, we want just get it all so that we can know it all. So they monitoring what we texting. They monitoring the emails and the websites you go to. They monitor what you talk about on your phone. Like this, the movies ain't just movies, family. Enemy of the State and all that. It's not just movies. They put it in the movies in the form, they dress it up in entertainment hoping that you only receive it as that and not pay attention to it. The agenda of the adverse lifestyle, LGBTQ plus, so on and so forth. They roll it out first and foremost comically, so that you accept it through comedy. All right, and from that point, then it grows and grows and grows till it's accepted throughout society the way that it is now. We talked about Neuralink. Getting that Bluetooth put into your brain. And having that Bluetooth is going to be the end result and the means of what we're talking about, the mark of the beast and all that included. Time, because they've been successful in putting these computers in so much of everything else. You got digital garbage cans, got computers in them. Like, come on, man. Like, what you got digital sink faucets. So tying everything, the last place they want to put it is in you, mankind. All right, and he's been clinically approved. Elon Musk, or Neuralink, the co-founder of Neuralink, he been approved to be able to put it in us as people. Yeah. All right, so that's pretty much what I got, fam. Any questions, comments, and concerns, man? That's right, Ricky J. We went from 8 tracks to cassette players, to CD players, MP3 players, to now Bluetooth. Yes, indeed. Any question, comments, concern before we pray out? I mean, which I guess we need to. Before I close out, man. I appreciate that, Zion daughter. Yeah, it is so where they look just like that. They monitoring and stripping us of these most high given rights. So, not trying to tell anyone what to do, but try to use unalived instead of this other word. You know, they try to flag the channel. Hey, I suggest y'all download this video if you can, man. I don't know if they're gonna leave this one up. They might try to script it. They might send me the message. We gotta take this video down. Thought on overcoming the isolation agenda in general. This from Only the Real. Metaverse is designed to cater to the widespread loneliness in society. So, my thoughts on overcoming the isolation agenda in general. Well, I understand that prophecy tell us that it's gonna come a time where that's not gonna be able to be avoided. Like the scripture tells us, it's gonna come a time where man gonna desire to see the face of another man, and that's not just him just want to see somebody. It's like remember the movie I Am Legend? Like that's what it's heading to. Let's see. I had asked about you tying in Daniel 2:43 when you were speaking about transhumanism. Please, okay. If the Father gave me the intel on it, let's go to it. The book of Daniel, chapter 2. The book of Daniel, chapter 2. Let's see what we got. 2:43. Let's see. Okay. Daniel chapter 2, verse 43, it says, which if y'all don't know, this right here was a vision. And the Most High was revealing pretty much the timeline that the Israelites, our people, would go through. Had a statue of the head of gold, solid gold. Then this part was made of something else, silver. Then it goes to brass. Well, here it is, verse 32. Or Daniel 2, verse 32 says, this image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and brake them to pieces. So this was a representation of the different kingdoms, the Babylonian kingdom. Then it goes down to the Medo-Persian, and then it goes down to the Greco-Roman, then it goes to the Roman, up to today, where you're saying that the feet was mixed with iron and clay. All right, verse 43 tells us though, it says, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. So the binding of these metals, robots, cyborgs, so and so, even if you pay attention, like talk about, if we go into the realm of cartoons, I'm gonna say the animation, or even with Mortal Kombat, gaming, since we on the subject, the digital world, out of all the characters on Mortal Kombat, family, it's the Israelite man, Jax, with these cyborg arms. Then you step from that and you go and look at not the Justice League. Well, yeah, the Justice League. The brown melanated Israelite, he's the cyborg. Why is that? These different things, but they pointed out, but this is the goal because they have to use an Israelite, which I didn't talk about Jerry Lawson. Jerry Lawson within the realm of making the games. This Israelite man was a key component to the foundation of the games that we play today. Go look him up, Jerry Lawson. See the hand that he played with the Fairchild Company before Atari came on the scene. This dude was making the game system at home in his garage with what he had. It's highly intelligent. But they need an Israelite to be present in order to push forth whatever agenda they got for it to have a blessing. Because the Most High pronounced to Abraham, he said, in your seed will all the nations of the earth be blessed. So they need an Israelite on the scene or tied somewhere within it for it to even have enough power to take off. That's how special we is. But Daniel 2:43, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. So they do want to fuse us with these machines. Also with that too, you do got the reptilians. These reptilians want to mix with the people too. Let's not forget that part. All right, so all praise to I appreciate you for saying that too, sister. I hope y'all understand that. And the end part though of this vision, where it say you seen this stone, verse 34, thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and brake them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floor. And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. Now that's the Most High bringing his word out at a time. A lot, we didn't know who we were. Like I'm talking about with this information that we talking about tonight. This type of stuff went on all our minds prior to coming into the understanding of who we are. And even if you don't know who you are, still the information went out in the world like that. So the Most High said, I'm gonna raise my kingdom up out of nowhere, and it's gonna destroy all these previous kingdoms, to where people ain't gonna even have a trace of them left. That's the Israelite kingdom that's gonna be forevermore, world without end. All praise to the Most High for that. All right, but these are the things that we going through. We had to go through these different captivities to get up to the points that we are now. All right, let's see. Let me see if I want. Okay, verse 30 says, this is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted on that, though. Y'all, any other question, comment, or concern before we close out? No, thank you, sis. Stay prayed up and continue to, Ricky J says, stay prayed up and continue to fast weekly and stubbornly seek the Most High highest face. Don't take the Sabbath and holidays lightly. Study, learn, and do all law, statutes, and commandments. Indeed, strive for the mastery of the kingdom. Let me see what else y'all sent over here. Man, smash the like button if you haven't. Share the live, share the video if you haven't. If you're not getting the alerts that I'm live, you probably want to go on the channel, click the bell. It's going to have a drop down tab. Select the bell that say all. Is going to alert you anytime, any type of information come out on this channel. If this is your first time on this channel, peace and blessings to you. I pray you learned something. Drop your information. What city y'all from? Drop the cities in the comment section. You might be able to find a fellow saint near you, a fellow believer near you. Let me see what else y'all saying over here. IG, let me check IG too. I want to leave y'all alone. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to see what y'all saying on this side, man. The machine called the harp. Yup. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Peace and blessing everybody who tuning in over IG and Facebook. Facebook, I'll be able to check y'all comments after I close the live out. StreamYard, don't show me y'all's comments. Oh yeah, Priesthood 127 said they even have face scanners on these games. See, that's wild, man. Yeah, they collecting information all the time. Look, to create another version of you, another version of us. Like they tallying up what you like. This is why when you hit the like button and then you go down your feed, you might see certain, certain type of little promotions and commercials dealing with something you want. Or you might talk about something in your house. Next thing you know, you cut the TV on and it's on the TV. Because they listening in and they trying to tailor things to your liking. Find you out, learn you. And as they learn you, the more they learn each one of us. Listen, man. They know how to deal with us accordingly. So this is why it's a certain thing that I do. Like I said, I try my best not to use the autofill. Indeed, Ricky J, the truth will make us free. Trying to see what else y'all saying over here. Can I see that we got that covered? Yes, I appreciate that blessing or way of Hakodesh. I appreciate that. May the Most High face shine on you and everybody who tuning in, man, brightly and ambiently. Peace and blessing to the whole chat, man. You see what else y'all got down here. Let's see. Let's see. Indeed, praise the Most High. I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. I thank you for that. Thank you for the acknowledgement of it. Ricky J. Susan Alicia. All praise to the Most High, Saint. Og D. Trey, shalom to you, family. Peace and blessing to you. All praise to the Most High. So I ain't seeing no more questions, comments, or concern, man. If you think of anything in the meanwhile, just shoot an email if I can answer. If the Most High have supplied me with the answer, then I render it. But shoot the question, comments, or concern to Children of the Prophets 144@gmail.com. You might not be able to think of something right now. Children of the Prophets 144@gmail.com. Yes, indeed. All right, so with that, I say peace and blessing to y'all. And stay girded. Remember, we all dealing with something. Even with the post that I made, it was a list of different sins. when I made that post, it wasn't for me to try to like condemn people or something. But it was point out the fact that everybody ain't authentic, man. Because it's some people who glorify and gloat in transgression. But those who battling with those transgressions, it's a salute to y'all. But those who moving under a cloak, you know what I mean? Like that's, that's different. It ain't no salutations to those people. Those people put a bad taste in people's mouth. Those are the people who need to be weeded out. It's the tares amongst the wheat. So moving forward, whatever, you know what you're dealing with. Let's increase our efforts to master those things. All praise to the Most High, Zion, daughter of Bunyamya. May the Most High keep you as well. All right, with that being said, I say shalom, shalom, peace and blessing to the chosen family. I'm going to close out with this here. Leave y'all with this here. Righteous rebels, we ain't asking to be let in, we kicking the door in. All praise to the Most High. Righteous rebels, labor radicals. Pull a dim on them or call them out on they crap. Reveal the cap, they gon' be mad at you. The person you get married to gon' rob you of your peace, cause you didn't take the time to see. If y'all was spiritually compatible, they wouldn't be comparing you. If they truly valued you, cognitive dissonance, won't believe if you had the proof. Pray, protect, provide, and guide the family. What a dad'll do. Love and comfort, help her king conquer. What a mama do. I'm a Jew, super blessed. I woke up feeling wonderful. Laughing at these devils, man, I promise you they comical. And later news, the Mississippi River drying up. But Route 5 and 7, that applies to us. I'm out there trout trying to save the captives. The people rather stay in shackles. Whole time, me and mine down to slay the mouse. Lions eat when the beef's offered. Ain't for the weak or the sweet talkers. Come like a thief on the sleepwalkers. Koran the Hebrew will defrost them. The bread for the children. Lawyer dogs get the leash off them. The parasites try to leech off them. Clone your voice, get your speech out to the Veritone, going researching. I come from the bottom, the subway I had to resurface. The youngest fashion crash out when they don't see purpose. Clear eyes, clean vision, sight detergent. Purge my temple, had to detox it. In demand, I had to restock it. Rock with soldiers, same message, had to rebox it. Communication encrypted for all the eavesdropping. Them sneaky links got you pissing blood. Toxic tune promoting addictive drugs. They tryna turn our sons to ladybugs. And our daughters into shameless whores, battle scores. Do the right thing, cause the cost of sin is sting. Fruge man with machine, Daniel told us earning clay. To me that resonates as transhumanism, talking cyborgs. All facts, nothing fabricated. In perfect health, then take the vaccination. The Most High, he gives all the praises.